Well, my name is Prince Boparai, so anytime I ever taught a classroom, and ever since I was younger, everybody kind of butchered the name. So when I started, class full of kids, I came up with this genius idea. I said, I'm an artist, I can draw. So that's a bow, paw, like a kid's paw, and that definitely is a rhinoceros. And if you keep practicing, you too can be at this level. So Prince Boparai. I usually don't like a formal introduction. I feel like nobody really cares. If I deliver, if I have something of value, you'll come find me. Now, for those of you that know me, you're aware that I always start my presentation by thanking my lovely wife, Jamie, who's back at home in Wisconsin with our kids, and they're definitely driving her crazy. Without the love and support of our loved ones, it really is difficult to do this job. For those of you who've taught nights, weekends, you understand that this can be a lonely profession. And you can't be out there your best if you're worried about things at home. It's difficult to lead this mission to the next level without the support of our loved ones. So let's think of a person in our life that is our rock, that helps us do what we do, and let's just take a moment to thank them. Next, you got to thank the person that is sitting to the left and the right of you. Thank you. There we go. Well, here's the thing. See, out there, outside of rooms such as this, there are people who simply don't understand what we go through. To some, all we do is drive around. And then they say, well, how hard could that be? Others think we're crazy to put our lives in danger with a new driver. Yes, there is danger, no doubt. It's a difficult job, right? But someone has to do it. Someone has to step up. Someone has to say, I will, when others are backing out. Someone had to do it, and there came a time, and you became part of that someone. Now, people out there, they don't truly get us. But I guarantee you, people in this room, they get it and they get you. Your community may not understand. Your friends may not understand. Your family may not understand. All the hard work, dedication, patience required to do this at a high level. People outside of rooms like this, they will never understand it. How could they? They haven't lived it. But it does not matter today, because you are amongst those who see you. You are amongst those who get you. People in this room understand what we do matters. Can someone say it with me? What we do matters. Let's say it. I think we can do. Let's say loud and proud. What we do matters. In this room, you are not alone. Now, this is the time you turn to the person next to you and say, hey, you're not alone, buddy. I get you. Again, is this an easy job? No, sir. This is not an easy job. And guess what? Some of you are well aware that it's getting tougher and tougher now than ever before. There was a time when children looked outside the window for entertainment. They would play games about cars, license plates, signs. Their driver's ed journey began in the car seat. Am I right? In today's world, a large percentage of students, they don't know the way home from school. Things are challenging. The mission is harder. There was a time when young adults could not wait to get their license. They could not wait to be out there. Why? Because an exciting life was out there. Their friends were out there. Entertainment was out there. A new world of possibility was out that door. Today, the biggest gift and the biggest curse all wrapped in one. Their desire to go out there is reducing day by day by day. Without desire from the student, it is absolutely difficult, it is absolutely challenging. And at times, it may seem impossible. Do we quit? No, sir. We don't have the luxury to quit. Because we are the first line of defense. Before police is called, before the fire department shows up, before the paramedic, before the nurses, doctors, before the surgeon at the hospital, before all the other heroes who are with us, before all, we stand tall because we are the first line of defense. Never forget that. What we do matters. What we do matters if we keep growing our skills. What we do matters if we approach the challenges of this position with the seriousness it deserves. What we do matter if we keep putting the work day by day by day. This is a thankless job, but at times it is beautiful. Many jobs, you have to wait for a period of time until someone recognizes the work you are putting in. It could be a month, a year. You have to wait. But not in this profession. You simply have to wait 60 minutes. And no one has to validate your work. You simply feel it. You knew where the student was at the beginning of the session. And only the individuals in the vehicle can attest to the work you put in. Why? So the student can elevate their level. So you can take the student to a level where they did not even know it was possible. No one outside the vehicle had any idea. At the end of the session, at times, you feel like a champion, standing alone in the arena. Did anyone see what was just accomplished in this vehicle? Wouldn't it be great if parents approached the vehicle and said, "Hey, how did Billy do today?" Just so you get a chance to share that. Be like, "Yes, in the beginning of the class, Billy was struggling with this, this, and this. We worked on this thing. We really have to dig deep. But now, Billy's able to do this. And if we keep building upon it, I think Billy's going to be just fine." But no, you're standing there alone. You know how it feels. You're out there. No, sir, no one saw it. But you felt it. And that feeling, doesn't that feeling stay with you for a long time? That feeling is what gets you back in the car with another student, and another student, and another student. That feeling that's the addiction. Who cares if no one saw it? God saw it, you felt it, and that feeling, like fuel, energizes you. Are there times where it seems impossible? Yes, we've all been there. Are there times when you have to dig deep in your toolbox and say, "Well, this worked for a lot of students, but it just isn't working for this particular student"? We've all been there. Say aye. Aye. But I commend those who don't give up on the student. If one thing doesn't work, we try something else. If that doesn't work, we try something else. We do not give up on the student. We keep trying. We keep trying. And we keep trying. Why? Because what we do matters. We are not just driving around. Giving up, quitting, taking the easy way, that is not in our DNA. Many of you who've been doing this for a long time can confirm this. That it may seem like you chose this profession, but if you truly look back, it chose you. You weren't in your middle school or high school and saying one day you're going to find yourself as a driving instructor. It chose you. Many attempt to do this. But that stick around, that stay, they are the chosen ones. Because there's something deep within you that was always meant to serve in this capacity. There's something in you and you can't explain it. while others think it's so stressful, I can't handle it, it energizes you. Get me a tough student. I've got it. We can figure it out. You can't explain it, but you definitely feel it. You matter. You're not just driving around. There is a reason you are sitting in this room on this day. You were meant to be here. There are lives you haven't saved yet. But you will. Because what you do matters. You are not an amateur. You are a professional.
Taking turns driving with her.
One of the really standard rules of the road is we want to keep a safe distance between us and the car in front of it. That is not safe right there. Not safe.
Okay, George. George. George.
This navigation system's all messed up. Thinks we're in a park. Oh my God, it is a park! Away from the kids! And on the bike!
But you realize we're all just hanging by a thread.
Wow, I still can't believe this sale. 6,000 low-fold dispenser napkins for $58? What are they thinking?
I don't know.
Yeah, and they're two-ply. This is a great day. A really great day. Wow, look how big and empty the parking lot is, huh? What do you say you get behind the wheel?
What would I do behind the wheel?
Drive.
Is that legal?
Well, no, but my father let me drive when I was about your age. Call it a perk for running errands with your dad.
Let's make this kitty purr.
Well, go ahead, try a turn. Tina, why are you groaning? You're doing fine. No, Tina, relax. Easy. Okay. Tina, you're kind of headed toward the only other car on the lot. You have plenty of time to turn, Tina, so just go ahead. Turn one way or the other. You're just swerving back and forth. Turn one way and stick with it, Tina. Tina, for the love of God! Turn away or stop! The brakes, Tina, on the left, you're about to hit that car! The brakes! Hit the brakes! Oh my God, it's bad.
I ruined the car.
You did. You really did. Okay. Well, at least there doesn't seem to be any damage to the other car.
No, I see a dent. There's a dent.
That's a ding, not even. It's like a little scratch.
No, it's a dent.
All right, we'll leave a note. You know, then again, for all we know, that probably was there, right?
We have to leave a note. We have to leave a note.
Okay. You're so honest. Who raised you?
I don't know.
It was me. I did.
You are a professional. There are things that are in your arsenal that an amateur doesn't have. An untrained individual can't just sit with a kid and teach them all the things that they need to learn to be a safe driver. We have to help these parents. At times, even they may not understand the important role we play. But we have to help these parents. Your goal is not to create the next Dale Earnhardt Jr. Your goal is to help these parents. You have limited time in your classrooms. You have limited time during your behind the wheel sessions. You cannot create a perfect driver. But you can get the student ready for these parents. Together is the only way we can put that student in a position to succeed. As we know, behind the wheel is an extension to the classroom. And parent practice hours are an extension to the behind the wheel sessions. It's all connected. This is not a one-person job. It's going to take a collective effort. And it starts with a trained professional, not an amateur. It starts with a professional mindset. An amateur has no clear path, no clear plan. They'll get in the car and say, let's just get in the car, drive around, and we're just going to figure it out as we go. That is an amateur mentality. A professional has a clear plan that leads to a desired result. A professional mindset begins with an attitude. A professional knows how to put on a Friday face when they're having that Monday kind of day. Many of you have done it. Many of you have put personal issues aside for the betterment of the student. We are all humans. There are days everything seems difficult to handle. Sometimes our personal lives are in the way. We may not be feeling our best. Maybe we had an argument with a significant other. Maybe our coworker did something to irritate us. Maybe our team, the Milwaukee Bucks, lost last night to the Pacers. But a professional knows how to put on their Friday face when they're having that Monday kind of day. Why? Because you understand the task at hand. You understand the importance of your role. What we do matters. The time you're about to spend with the student, the next 60 minutes, it has deeper purpose, deeper meaning. Your issues can wait. You can't control how you are treated. You can't control how you're feeling. You can't control the actions of others against you. The only thing 100% in your control is your attitude. You may be having a difficult day, but it doesn't matter. You can't do anything about it. Why not bring some shine in someone else's life when you are having that cloudy kind of day? You can always do something to improve somebody else's environment, even if you're not feeling great.
Are you nervous?
Shut up, Alex.
I'm just asking. I think I will spare you.
Alex, leave your sister alone. She's gonna be fine.
As long as I don't get the same guy. He's so mean. Probably will.
He won't.
He hates me.
Doesn't hate you.
He yelled at me.
Maybe over to the bushes.
Oh no, it's him. Please don't be for me. 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 Hi. Oh, thank God.
Well, come on. I don't have all day.
I'm gonna throw up.
Okay, no, this is what you're gonna do. You're gonna get in that car, put on your seatbelt, and take 3 deep breaths and relax. This guy sees hundreds of kids every day. He probably doesn't even remember you, alright? Okay.
Yo, let's move it 2 strikes.
More than 3 breaths, honey.
A left turn.
Here.
At the intersection, yeah. Left.
What?
I said left. You going right?
Wait, no, I'm trying, okay?
Pull over.
No, I can't do this.
Pull over now. Why are you crying?
Why do you hate me?
Hell. Haley, I don't hate you. You seem like a nice girl. You remind me of my daughter, which is why I want you to live a long and happy life and be safe and not hurt my daughter.
I really want my license. I've been practicing a lot, I swear.
You gonna drink and drive?
No,
You
sir.
gonna text and drive?
No, sir.
All right. Start this from the beginning.
Could you smile first? I'll be less nervous if you smile. Okay, that didn't help.
Just go.
If the student is comfortable, they will perform at a higher level. And remember, the lesson begins the moment you approach the student. The first 2 minutes are critical. An amateur would simply ask the student to get in the car and buckle up. Just get in the car. I'll meet you there. Buckle up. A professional will spend this time establishing rapport and making the student feel comfortable. To an amateur, the lesson will begin when the student is behind the wheel. To a professional, the lesson has already begun. And making the student feel comfortable is the first task at hand. Now, it may be difficult to teach this generation, but don't get it twisted. They're very smart. They are intelligent. They are fully capable. They simply learn differently than the students in the past. Their motivations are different than the students in the past. And you have to identify those. Let's take a look at the 3 types of students that you may come across. We've all seen the ready-to-go student. This student is excited. They are ready to be there. They're like, I'm so glad. I've been waiting for this all my life. That's a fun student to teach, isn't it? Student you can communicate with. They want to be there. Then we have a number of students, and this number seems to be growing, that just don't care. They don't have anything against you. They don't have anything against driving. They simply don't see the point. They may be there because their parents are making them come there, and they're like, I don't see the point in it. I plan on Ubering. We have to remember the frontal lobe has not developed. They're not thinking far down the road, hey, how is this going to affect me when I'm older? Then there are students who want to do this thing, they're just nervous. They're afraid. Have you ever thought, why would the student be so nervous? Why would the student be so afraid? Well, think about this. Is there a possibility that they may have driven a certain amount of hours at home with their parents? Yes? Is that allowed in state of Utah? Can a student practice at home prior to coming for the first lesson? Yes? Stay with me, class. And prior to coming to this lesson, they may have experienced a high level of anxiety in the captain's seat. The person who sits in that seat is the captain of the ship. They can't lose their control. They have to know how to regulate their emotions. And sometimes, those of us who are parents, we understand it's not as easy. Their experience in that vehicle may be a parent simply saying, "What are you doing? Why are you doing this?" High level of anxiety. They may have gotten yelled at by their parents. That's the only experience this person has prior to coming to you. What makes you think they're thinking this is going to be something different? The reason they're nervous, the reason they're afraid is because they assume that when they get in the car with you, you may treat them the same exact way and they are not looking forward to it. By taking the first 2 minutes, making the student feel comfortable, you have begun showing that you are a professional, not an amateur. You are showing the student that, hey, there may be 99 problems, but you aren't one of them. Now, the absolute worst type of student for us in Wisconsin is a Bears fan. Sometimes there's no hope. These students are different. Therefore, your approach must evolve. You have to modify your style to fit them, not the other way around. You have to evolve. You must be open to new ideas. It does not matter how long you have been teaching. You can always improve. And you must continue to learn. You must continue to show up in rooms like this. You must continue to communicate with others and say, hey, I'm having this difficulty. Is there something that you're doing to better approach this group of students? Why? Because what we do matters. You mind if I share some of my favorite things that I do for teaching a brand new student? Let's participate. Do you mind if I share some things with you about a brand new student? Awesome. So, one of the biggest things is after you've established good rapport, and for a few minutes, I am going to pretend that you are all instructors at my school, and I'm kind of showing you what are some of the things that you can do to conduct the very first lesson. Now, before I begin, I want you to know I'm not telling you this is the way. I'm simply sharing a way. I'm a big believer in route teaching. When that student shows up, if I have a student who's a brand new student, this is their day 1, day 2, day 6, it doesn't matter. I have a very specific route for each student. All my instructors, all the things that they are supposed to teach in that lesson, all the skills that I expect them to cover with the student are on that route, and the route was designed around the skills that the instructor has to cover. They're not just figuring it out on the road, it's predetermined, pre-designed. When a brand new student shows up, oftentimes we would ask a student, hey, how much have you driven at home? Now it doesn't matter what they tell us. They could say, hey, I've driven 5 hours, 10 hours, 100 hours. It doesn't matter, we're not trusting. Right? Now this is an observation state, correct? Therefore you have to remember, because other students are involved, the student may say certain things just because of the other student. The student's behavior, some of the stuff student is saying may be different if they were alone. But they were like, well, if the other person said they've driven 20 some hours, maybe I should say something as well. Now, we pick up the student and we take them to the day 1 spot, and it's usually 2 or 3 minutes away. Now when you're driving the student, you have to remember the lesson has begun. You have to start by modeling good behavior. You've got to drive like the student. You can't be driving with one hand. You can't be speeding. If suddenly somebody calls you, you can't just pick up and say, give me a second, somebody's calling. Oh, don't worry, it's hands-free. What do we tell the student? Eyes on the road, hands on the wheel, and what? Mind on driving, right? You have to start that immediately.
First things first. Have you adjusted your mirrors?
All 3 of them. And I can see myself perfectly.
No, they're not for vanity. Your rear view mirrors are for seeing the view to your rear. So behind you.
I won't be able to see myself having fun.
But driving a motor vehicle is not fun. It's serious business. Have you buckled your seatbelt?
I was going to, but this outfit just wrinkles so easily, so I thought...
Just do it.
But my outfit...
It's the law! Okay. Now, are you familiar with the gear shift?
You mean the printle?
No.
The printle.
Are you referring to the shift lever that says PRNDF?
That's child's Mosby. I know how to spell printle.
It's also how you spell. It is a gear shift. The letters stand for park, reverse, neutral, drive, and left.
That makes me nervous with all this technical talk.
Oh, I'm sorry. Why don't we just relax and turn on the radio? Would you like Anne or Finn?
Makes me a nervous wreck.
I'm trying to keep us from having a wreck.
We're not even moving.
Let's start all over, shall we? Is the key in the ignition?
For over an hour now.
Well, that's because you had to do your makeup. Twice.
Well, excuse me for trying to beautify the highways.
Start the engine. And put the car on drive. That's the D on the brindle.
We're probably in more danger here than he is there.
Well, we're not reversed.
I'm not cleaning that up.
Come on, wait. So once we get to the spot, when we're ready to have the student drive and we've already done the outside checks, they're comfortable in the seat, and we've covered everything in the vehicle with detail. We're ready to move. I love conducting these non-moving drills. And these are the 4 non-moving drills And I'm not going to be able to cover all 4 in the time that I have, but I will cover some of these later this afternoon in the other session. But the first one is called Simon Says. The second is the RPM drill. Third, wax on, wax off, then SRB. Simon Says. Now, what happened in the previous scene? Now we know, we've been with students where they have made the opposite mistakes, right? Which is when you tell them to go right, they might signal left, right? Reverse versus drive. Brake versus accelerator. It's a common thing. We are well aware of this, correct? Now, what can we do to put that parent in a position to succeed in lesson 1? What is the one thing, if you can identify one thing that will put that parent in a position to succeed, what would that be? So at our school, we identify as that foot control. You, the professional, you have a brake on your side. The student goes nutty, you can slow it down, you can stop the vehicle, right? What can a parent do? The parent can point which way to go. The parent can reach over and grab the wheel. But the parent cannot reach down and accelerate for them. The parent cannot reach down and apply the brakes for them. Knowing that the parent cannot do this, you have to establish that right from the get-go. So we begin by creating muscle memory. The reason some of the students are making these mistakes is because the muscle memory quite isn't there yet. So the first drill, when the student is sitting there, I'll have them kind of cover the brake pedal, and then I'll have them just switch from brake pedal to the accelerator like a game, Simon Says. And I'll say, all right, accelerator, brake, accelerator, brake, 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 accelerator, brake, and I'll have them do it. Initially, they're looking down, and I'm okay with it. But then I'll say, all right, Billy, now I want you to pretend the car is moving, look straight down the road, and we're going to do this again. And then I'll say, brake, accelerator, then I'm going to switch it. And I'll say, slow, go, stop. And I'll try to mimic some of the stuff that the parent is going to say at home that could make the student panic, and I want to still make sure their foot is moving without thinking, because it's about the muscle memory. Every single thing that we do during that lesson, when the vehicle is moving, they're slowing down. I'm not going to say, hey, you're doing a good job slowing down. I'm going to say, hey, very good with your foot control. Good foot control. I like the way you applied foot control on that brake pedal to slow the vehicle down or to stop it. If they did a good job accelerating, I'll say, hey, nice job, foot control. You accelerated really smoothly. If they slowed down to the proper speed during a turn, I'll say, hey, nice job. This turn was really good because of your foot control. Foot control, foot control, foot control. So much that if they get home and they're with a parent and suddenly something happens, the student doesn't have time to think, should I bring my foot on the brake pedal or the accelerator? They'll bring it onto the brake pedal as needed. I was told I could take a couple extra minutes. Foot control, right?
Frightening scene in Austin, Texas. Take a look at this era. A parking garage, a car plunging 7 floors, hitting a car down below. Amazingly, both drivers survived. ABC's Victor Alpendo with the new video tonight.
That heart-stopping moment of impact. The car plummeting nose first to the ground from this garage in Austin, Texas, flipping that building and slamming the back of another car on its way down. The driver mistaking the gas pedal for the brake, police say, plowing through the retention cables on the 7th level last month. Stunned witnesses rushing to rescue the woman who had serious injuries, but incredibly survived. Driver William Birch narrowly escaping.
Once I realized I was okay, I pulled forward, I put it in park and jumped out to go help that lady.
Tonight, serious questions about the strength of those cable barriers. Last September, another driver breaking through the steel cables of that same garage and was left dangling before climbing to safety.
The guy was in the car and he yelled and he gave like this blood-curdling scream for his life.
City inspectors tell us that they did issue a violation for this latest incident and that the garage's owner is now putting those barriers through a complete redesign.
A teenager with a learner's permit slowly pulling into the driveway, and then this. Damn it! Oh my gosh! Pretty much guess how it happened. 15-year-old Scott Johnson hit the gas instead of the brake, slammed right into the garage door.
Oh, I thought my dad was gonna kill me, and like my mom Lisa, she was gonna flip.
Scott, his dad Dwayne, and younger brother Ashton were all in the car. They were returning from a trip to the store in Rutherford Glen, Virginia, when things went haywire. Dad had some choice words.
Damn it! I was thinking of my dad, my truck, my house. My wife's gonna kill me.
You can hear Scott apologizing.
I'm sorry, Dad. I'm so sorry.
This is the aftermath of it all. A mangled garage door. His brother thought he was, well, hysterical.
I think he can do better, but I think he'll have to wait until he's 18.
Work began almost immediately to get a new door in place, and now it looks just like new. The car wasn't seriously damaged, just a few nicks and scratches. Scott has been behind the wheel since the December 18th accident, but learned a very important lesson.
We have to put a lot of detail, time, and effort. Why? Why so much detail? Why effort? Why be in rooms like this? Why bother coming to a conference such as this and keep learning new things? These numbers, this is why we're here. It's almost 6 per week from the last 3 years in Utah. Which means there's a possibility that somebody may be seeing their mother, their father, their sibling for the very last time. Which means somebody may not be coming home. We need you. Your community is counting on you. You are the first line of defense. When people ask me, hey, how would you feel if you ever found out one of your students was out there and they got severely hurt or died? And my answer is simple. If I know that I did everything that I could in that vehicle, and I know that I put in the effort, I am going to feel bad, but I won't feel guilty. If you just wing it, the feeling of guilt will stay with you. You may not be able to save every son. You may not be able to save every daughter. But if you can just save one more in West Alley, one more in Provo, one more in West Jordan, one more in Ogden, Can we save just one more? If we can go out there with the mission to save just one more, all of this is worth it. I thank you for what you do. Thank you for being here. Always remember, what we do matters. Thank you.